gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here live at the Kenmore Live Studio. We've got a great show lined up for you. In fact, we've got Diet Coach Judy. Come on out. All right. Welcome, Judy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. You know, I know that eating healthy and having a great lifestyle and even losing weight is so hard around the holidays, but year-round too. And you're here to help us today, right?
Absolutely.
Great. And we've already got something sizzling on the stove, right?
Right. We're going to be making some chicken stir fry.
Okay, great.
And we're going to start out by taking some egg whites and just cooking them up real quick. Ooh, this stove is so cool.
Yeah, let me get this one started for you.
Okay, and you just slide your finger and it can make it high, medium, low. It's very fun.
Yeah. So you're going to get that all started up for us, but Can you tell us a little bit about what got you started? It said on your website that you've actually lost 50 pounds over the course of how many years?
Oh, over the course of about a year. That was over 30 years ago, but I've kept it off ever since, and that's what I'm most proud of. And that's what I try and teach my clients, is if you just change your behaviors, you can keep your weight off permanently. And I just published a book, and that's what I'm most excited about.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think I turned up the heat too much on your chicken, so we're going to turn that down. Okay. Sorry about that, I got excited. But while we're waiting for your egg whites to cook.
This is my book, and it's how to eat when life gets in the way. And the cool thing about it is just good, healthy eating tips. It's not necessarily a diet book, but just how to make good decisions. For example, let's say you're going out for Chinese food. Then if you're going out for Chinese food, you need to really read my book and find out what to order, because it's pretty high in fat and calories. So this is kind of the cheater's way, like Bino called it. It's the cheater's way of making it. And this is like a low-cal version of chicken stir fry. And you start out by making these egg whites, which aren't cooking up as fast as I would like.
There we go. We'll just turn up the heat. And while we're waiting for that to get going, let me introduce a beautiful woman sitting on top of the washer-dryer pair there. Who are you, beautiful woman, and what are you doing?
Hey, Bina. I'm Allison. For everyone that couldn't make it into the studio tonight, they're watching from home and typing in and asking questions. So I'll let you know as soon as we get a few questions in here.
Great, fantastic. So this whole recipe is because, I love Chinese food, and I was guilty of ordering out last night, and I know sometimes I want that comfort, but I don't know how to replicate my favorite dishes.
Well, this one's really easy, and I make it even easier. I get the chicken tenders that cook up real fast on top of the stove. You start out with some Pam, or just some nonstick spray, and you put some onions and garlic, and then you add your chicken and get that going. And then you start throwing in your vegetables and cook that with it.
So you've got some chopped up broccoli.
And I buy it already cut up. I buy it already cut up on the salad bar. They have bags of it in the stores now. It's so easy. You just add it to the mix. Oops. And if you want to cook a little faster, you can just put the lid on and let it kind of steam up. And then when that gets going and it's done, and after it gets all cooked, till it's a little bit softer, then you could just add in your frozen peas.
And why do we add in the frozen peas? You'd think you'd want to put the frozen stuff in first, right?
Well, because they defrost like in a New York minute. And and then you put in 2 cups of brown rice. And you just cook it all together. And you can put in, and I would recommend, the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, which I think is way too much. I would just use like a tablespoon and let people season it to taste. But it does give it a nice flavor, and you just mix it together. The reason I think this recipe is so wonderful is because it tastes good. And not only that, but it's when you have leftovers, I'll take the leftovers and put them with some hummus in a wrap and have it for lunch the next day.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Or you can just have, or just eat it the same way again the next day. And then when the egg whites are all cooked up, oops, I should have been scrambling, I'm sorry. Here they go. And then we can just throw those in too. So you got because you know how stir fry is always made with egg. So we're just using egg whites to keep the calories down, because one egg white's only 17 calories.
Look at this, she knows it like the back of her hand.
Okay, and then we just mix it all together, and with the miracle of TV.
Right, you have a finished product.
And
here's a finished product to show.
And here's the finished product. It's beautiful, and the thing that I recommend is that you eat with chopsticks. I know these are cheaters, but it makes you eat slower, and we all need to eat a little bit slower. I have a cousin who refers to the way he eats as being a vacuum cleaner, and I think most people in America do eat that way. So using your chopsticks will slow you down. It's really hard. And that's it. That's chicken stir fry.
Well, let's put this down so that the audience can see this beautiful finished product, and let's get a big round of applause for this great chicken fried rice. folks, we're here with Diet Coach Judy, who's going to share 5 of her recipes and a lot of great tips for how to keep your waistline slim, not only during the holidays, but throughout the whole year. And now I understand when we go to parties and stuff like that, we want to bring a gift, and we also want to participate. And a great way to do that is to bring something that's healthy for yourself to nibble on in case there's all sorts of evil treats lurking around, correct?
Absolutely.
And you have a perfect hostess gift that you would like to share with us, right?
I do, and it's called hummus eggs.
Okay, so let's get out your ingredients.
Alrighty, put this one here. All right. First of all, you need to, what I do when I go to the grocery store, what I recommend to all my clients is that when you come back from the store, you should prep your foods for the week. And one of the things I always do is I always have hard-boiled eggs in the refrigerator, because that way, if I want to have a snack, I have them available. And the best way to make a hard-boiled egg, for years I would be like a nervous wreck, waiting for it to boil over, monitoring the heat and all that. I finally learned the easiest way to make hard-boiled eggs, and that is this fabulous oven cooks really fast, and as soon as it comes to a rolling boil, we'll put the lid on it, and we take it off the fire, let it sit for 15 minutes, and we have hard-boiled eggs.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that the best? I love that tip.
And Judy's going to have a lot of great tips for us throughout the entire show, and we're going to collect the best ones for our Genius Tip of the Day segment. But I believe we have a question from our live chat correspondent. So Allison, what's going on out there?
Yes, someone wants to know, Judy, is there a certain holiday treat you indulge in every year?
Right.
That I indulge in every year? Well, I'm a candy queen, so just any kind of candy, sweet, or dessert would be what I would indulge in during the holidays.
Great.
But I believe you can have anything in the world you want, but you only taste the first 2 bites anyway, so you really don't need that much. So just taste it, savor it, love it, and move on.
Look at this. She's full of great tips. So once we've got the eggs boiled for your hostess gift here, the hummus eggs, what are we going to be doing?
Then we're going to be making some hummus. And we want to make hummus that's non-fat. We want to make it, because a lot of times it's made with oil and tahini and all these other things. And to make it the low-fat way,
and of course we need garbanzo beans, right?
yes, garbanzo beans, a cup here, and lemon juice,
Great, nice acidity to that.
and some garlic, of course. We don't need that much, just a little bit. And then then you can either add red peppers or sun-dried tomatoes or anything you would like to add flavor. So we'll just throw in some
And I do like the flavor of the
roasted red peppers. Yeah, everybody seems to, that's a popular one.
And then here, let me help you.
Thanks.
This can be tricky at times, but it's a joy to work with. So I'll let you do the honors. Go ahead and hit the button. And you're just going to combine this, correct?
Right, until it's completely done.
Okay.
And then this is what you end up with, is the hummus. And then what I do is I will take the finished hard-boiled egg. Okay, this is what you have sitting in your refrigerator. All you have to do is cut it in half and pop out the egg yolk.
Because that's where the calories and the cholesterol and everything is,
Right, there's
correct?
221 milligrams of cholesterol in one egg yolk, and you're not supposed to have more than 300 milligrams in a day.
She's a complete encyclopedia.
And so, anyway, and then you just put hummus in instead, and it's like a little protein hit. And like it says in my book, like when you have the 3 o'clock slump, like in here there's this part about the 3 o'clock slump, and when you have that, what you want to do is have protein, because that's going to keep you going. Better than having sugar or caffeine, you should go for protein. I also do a hummus egg before I go out to dinner because they're very filling, and having one of these, like a tablespoon between the 2 halves. And so between the hummus and the egg white, the whole thing's only like 42 to 52 calories, depending on the kind of hummus you make.
And that's less than the original egg, which is about 90 calories.
It's 76.
Right? 76.
I'm like a number machine. It's terrible. But anyway, these are delicious. I made them one year for Thanksgiving, and my aunt and my cousin went berserk. They loved them, and so I highly recommend them. They're very tasty, and they're not just good for a hostess gift, but they're also good just to have around the house every day for a snack.
Great. Round of applause for that great dish. So I'm going to have you switch places with me because we've got a great dessert recipe that you're going to show us. So it's not necessarily a dessert, but a snack, correct?
It can go either way. And like I said, I love sugar. Okay. How many of you grew up loving baked apples?
Oh, I love baked apples.
Like baked apples. How about apple pie? This tastes like apple pie. It's so fun. What you do is you simply take an apple and you core it, This is like a nifty little tool.
Oh, look at that. And it just gets the core right out.
And you take it out, and then you take some cinnamon, and I think I'll do it a little bit neater. I'll use a spoon. And you just put some cinnamon down the middle of the apple just to give it some cinnamon flavor. And then you add some diet cherry pop or any kind of diet flavor, that you would like.
Oh, look at that.
And you just pour it in, and you bake it at 350 until it's kind of falling apart. And this is what it looks like when it's all done.
Fantastic.
And
then you also have another tip for apples as well, right?
Right. And when I bake these, I usually bake them in a Pyrex. Like a lot of times I use a loaf pan because they're deep. And then I'll take them out and put them in individual bowls so that I can just take it right out of the fridge and put like whipped cream on top to make it really yummy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Now, another tip that I give my clients all the time is that how many of you like peanut butter and apple? I love it. But when you take an apple and if you take a little piece and you go to scoop it, you're going to get like a whole lot. And the problem is peanut butter is really high in calories. It's like 90 calories a tablespoon.
And how many exactly how many calories are in this like glop right here?
That glop? That I don't know. Probably about 10, but or maybe about 15. But the thing is, if you take your peanut butter and microwave it till it's liquid, you only need 1 tablespoon for an entire apple. So just take it out, and plus it tastes so yummy. It's almost like a caramel sauce, so I highly recommend that.
So that's like a great tip that you could do to stretch out your peanut butter. I believe we do have a question from our live chat correspondent.
Someone wants to know, what was the most significant pattern you had to change when you began on your weight loss journey?
That's a really good question. I would say the biggest thing I needed to change was binge eating, because when I was young, I was really into eating excessive amounts. Like I could sit down and have an entire big piece of cake, like a store-bought cake, and eat the whole thing. Wow. If I was like depressed or something. I mean, I had that ability, but when I learned that, I just changed. I took time, but I had to change those behaviors so that now I realize you only need a taste or two, and you're satiated.
That's a great tip. So is this the finished product then, Judy?
This is it.
Fantastic. Let's have a round of applause for that great baked apple. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kenmore, the world's first spokesman for products that speak for themselves, right? That's really smart. Yeah. But I just wanted to let you know that Kenny does all sorts of great things to keep us entertained and to give the talent a break when they're cooking here at the Kenmore Live Studio. And I think you have a story to tell us, don't you? Yeah, okay, Kenmore, what's up? Okay, he, a long time ago, was big. Yeah. Are those your before pants? Holy cow, Kenmore. Good job. Wow. What? Ooh, ah. Okay, how'd you do it? Yeah? Three things. The first thing, okay. You're stretching, okay. Holy cow. That's amazing. Lots of strength training. Oh, look at those guns. That's fantastic, Kenmore. Look at that. Oh, you're flexing your ears. Did you guys see that on the close-up? That's fantastic. I can't do that. Let's catch it again. That's awesome. Okay, so you did a lot of strength training. Yeah, you got really strong. And then what? Oh, you had help. You had help bringing you. Oh, you ate healthy. You have apples and you ate healthy. No? Oh, you worked on your coordination. You were juggling. That's fantastic. Look at that. Oh, power juggling. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Great. Okay, I think they get it, Kenny. I think they get it. Yes. The last thing, one more thing. Yes, you did chin-ups. You did chin-ups, but you're Kenmore style. Yeah, we're on the same page. Do you want to see how Kenmore does a chin-up? All right. What? Where are you going? Oh, I guess he would need a bar of some sort, right, to do a chin-up. That's what we all need. Or Kenmore? Are you bringing us a bar? How would you do that, though? Wait, how do you... You're going to do a chin-up on a vacuum cleaner? No. You're going to put the vacuum cleaner on your chin. Yeah. He's skeptical, but he's going to give you a high five anyway. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm interested to see this. Okay, how does this work? Oh, boy. Okay, yeah. Round of applause. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And he did a squat. He's doing squats with the vacuum on his chin. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenmore. That deserves a high five. Thanks, Kenny. Have a good one. You know, one of my favorite indulgences is mashed potatoes, but we know that there are a lot of carbs, and then people put like milk and butter and all sorts of things that aren't necessarily the best ingredients for you, right? So you have a great alternative for us, correct?
I do.
Okay.
And it's in cauliflower.
Oh, wow.
And granted, what I do is I just take the whole head and I put it in the microwave for about 15 minutes until it's cooked, until it's kind of mushy. And you can just use a masher, but the texture and the consistency with this food processor is so much better. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of chop it up and then put it.
That. And did you add any water in the microwave, or did you?
No,
You just stuck it in the microwave.
I wash it off, and then whatever water stays on it is what is the moisture that it needs.
That's amazing.
And then you just put it in there.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'll add some Greek yogurt. And the reason I use Greek yogurt instead of regular yogurts is because it's got 20 grams of protein versus 5 in the other ones. But you also need to really read labels when you're buying Greek yogurts, because some of them have as many as 21 sugars, even for the plain, whereas some of them only have 9. So it's just a matter of paying attention to the sugar factor, because we don't want to get a sugar buzz. So anyway, so you just put like about a half a cup or so of Greek yogurt in there. And if you wanted to make it a little bit more fatty, you can actually add a little bit of butter too for flavor, like a tablespoon or so. It won't hurt anybody. And then you can add pepper too. And then all you do is after oops.
There we go.
Okay, and then you just blend it, and
There you go.
And
we
then-
would just blend this to the right consistency, correct?
right, and then what you get in the end is what looks like and tastes like mashed potatoes. And then what I like to do is I always have to take everything up a notch. So what I'll do is I'll put some cheese on top and nuke it again and let it mood in. It's like potatoes au gratin, which makes it really yummy. But this is a nice thing to also make when you come home from the grocery store on the weekend and you're prepping all your foods for the week. If you make your cauliflower mash ahead, that's something you can have as a snack like mid-afternoon, instead of eating junk like candies or getting a coffee or something. It's just another great veggie thing that you can have as an afternoon snack. So that's it.
Fantastic.
Okay?
So this is your cauliflower mash?
That's my cauliflower mash.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to shake things up with Diet Coach Judy, and she's got a great idea for us, and I believe she's rummaging around in the freezer to help us make a breakfast shake. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Do you ever have this happen to your bananas at home?
So depressing.
Everybody
Yeah.
gets these. Well, I'll tell you what. Don't throw them away. These are very valuable when they're rotten like this. You can peel them, put them into a baggie, and freeze them.
Wow.
And I actually chop mine up so they're ready to go. I mean, if you want, you can make banana bread or something like that, but I use it to make a smoothie. And all you have to do is take the lid off. Can you help me, Bina? I'm not strong enough.
I've got strength.
Okay, there you go. And this is so easy to do. You just take the bag that you had in the freezer with the chopped up banana pieces.
I hear them clunk in there.
And then I add almond milk because it's my new favorite thing, and it's very low in calories. A cup of the unsweetened is only 40 calories. You only need about I think it's a half a cup. And then a little bit of about a tablespoon of honey just to give it some sweet naturally. And then again with the
Greek yogurt.
The Greek yogurt, we like that protein. It keeps us going. That gives us energy. So we throw that in. And then maybe even like a little quarter teaspoon of vanilla to give it some flavor. And then we just put the lid back on and blend it up. Oops. And in the end, what you do is you put it in a plastic cup and you put it in the freezer. This way you can make it the night before, because you know how we're always harried in the morning when there's so much to get ready and you don't want to forget anything. But if you could take that milkshake, you put it in a plastic cup, freeze it, then in the morning you just put it into your blender and blend it, and you've got your smoothie, and it's so easy.
That's fantastic. And then I believe we have a question from our live chat correspondent, Allison.
We do. Someone is asking, what is the worst food to eat around the holidays?
The worst foods, I think, I call them drive-bys, and that actually is going to take us into our genius tips. But I think that drive-by hors d'oeuvres, you know when we use this utensil, the thumb and first finger, it's really lethal because you can pick up these little fry babies and all these little hors d'oeuvres that are about 100 calories a piece, and they add up really, really fast. So I think that's what gets most people in trouble, are those hors d'oeuvres, those little fatty hors d'oeuvres.
Great.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
You just taught us how to make this great banana smoothie, and now there's no excuse, right? Because you can make it the night before when you do have a minute,
Right.
rather than when you're looking for your keys and running around and worried about like making it through traffic. So,
Yeah.
so is that the finished product then?
This is it.
Great.
And then-
Round of applause for that great banana shake. So we've had such a great night here with Diet Coach Judy, and we've heard so many tips, and because we really need help over the holiday season, she's going to share the top 5 with us. That's correct?
That's right, and they're in my book too, that we talk about all the different holidays, no matter what religion you are, we got your holiday covered basically. And my favorite, the thing is, most holidays involve buffets and having food out for like a good part of the day. So my first tip is delay, delay, delay. The longer you wait to start eating, the less you'll end up eating during the course of the day. Also, position yourself away from the buffet table. If you're within arm's reach, you're going to be more probable that you're going to be just human nature will make us just keep tasting. Then only eat when you're sitting down. Because if you're going and getting a drive-by, you're not going to register in your brain that you really ate it. It's just going to happen and it's going to be over. But if you plate it and you check out the inventory first, plate it once, know exactly what you're going to have, get the things that are special, and keep the portions little, you'll do great. Also, eat in calorie order. Start with your veggies. Fill up on your veggies first, then kind of go up the tower of calories, in a way. But that way you'll eat less of the higher fat, higher calorie foods. And most importantly, drink lots of water. It gives you a false goal. They've actually said that if you drink 2 cups of water before a meal, you'll actually eat less. So I highly recommend that you do all those things and you'll have a very happy, healthy holiday season.
Let's hear it for Diet Coach Judy. So, lovely studio audience, I wanted to thank you for coming out, and I also wanted to thank the online audience for watching us. We've got some great healthy snacks in the back if you want to get to know each other and get to know Judy. And if you want to find her outside the Kenmore Live studio, she's at www.dietcoachjudy.com. And you can also check out her book as well. So thanks for coming to Kenmore Live studio, where the camera is always on you.
Hey,
Good show.
thanks for coming.